All right, we're back with more right here at Pittsburgh CW. Real quick question for you, Chris, before we go to the lines. TJ Watt, player of the week again. That's 3 times this year. To me, he should be unanimous. And I know there's some good defensive players out there. I know what Diggs has done down in Dallas. It's rare to get a guy with double-digit interceptions. But to me, he's the slam dunk defensive player of the year. Yes or no?
Are you ready, Bob? Are you ready for it? Would you like to sound the Mulsey's unpopular opinion alarm, the Chris is a Cleveland sleeper agent who hates Pittsburgh alarm?
Don't
ready?
tell me Miles Garrett.
93.7 the fan listeners, get ready. And this is something that hurts me at a deep level, being a Penn State graduate who doesn't root for Penn State in anything and really rooted against the football program. The defensive player of the year, if I had a vote, would be Micah Parsons, who's been unbelievable for Dallas. He's completely transformed that defense from a narrative perspective. They were near the bottom of the league last year. Now they're top 10. They drafted him to play off-ball linebacker. He is 1 sack off of the rookie sack record. He's got 13. He leads the league in tackles for loss with 20. He has been unbelievably dynamic as an edge rusher, as an all-over-the-field player. And again, as great as Watt has been, Parsons has been the reason that defense has been able to not miss a beat, even when he didn't have, DeMarcus Lawrence opposite him for a while.
Yeah, but they have
I know that this is unique.
They have their own award
I know
for him.
it's unique.
Player, it's Rookie of the Year. He's not going to get it, nor should he. He's been terrific.
Why?
I get it.
Why?
Because Watt has
Why
just
can't
as
he get
many
Defensive
tackles
Player of
for
the
losses.
Year?
Because Watt is the game changer much more than he is. He is a young kid who's making a definite impact.
Why is the Steelers' defense 22nd in the league then in scoring
all
defense?
I'm telling you is where would they be without TJ Watt? The 3 games he missed, they missed him. They didn't play well.
I would vote Parsons. I would vote Micah Parsons.
He's been great,
as much as it pains me, I think he deserves it.
That's it, period, in my opinion. All right, let's go to the lines. I'm sure a lot of people want to talk. We'll start with Frank in Moon. Hey, Frank, how you doing?
Hey, Bob. Hey, Chris. How are you tonight?
We're good.
Bob, I agree with you 100%
Good.
about T.J. Watt. But what I wanted to talk about is, we all love hockey, and I'll tell you what, this TNT and NBA, ESPN coverage is the worst because they are so bad. Their pregame, their in-between period stuff, it's just not the same as it was when it was NBC Sports, and I just want to hear what you guys think about it.
Well, I'll tell you what I don't like about it. I don't know, and thanks for the call, Frank. Appreciate that. Is the fact like tomorrow's game's on ESPN Plus once again. They're kind of forcing you to go there. Those people who don't want to pay for it or don't have it, or I know it comes bundled sometimes in different plans you can get. But, Chris, we haven't seen one national game on ESPN, to my knowledge, since the opening night doubleheader. I know there are games on TNT. I get that. But ESPN, once again, completely caters to the NBA at the expense of the NHL, even though the NHL was supposed to take a step forward. So far, in my view, they haven't.
Well, there's a couple of things I think about with this. First off, I would like to thank the caller right there for proving me right. I knew it would not take long that the people who had complained that the NHL did not have a large enough, broad enough reach with NBC Sports Network, as soon as they got back to ESPN in some form or fashion, I know it's streaming, would then complain that it wasn't good enough coverage from ESPN and TNT, that they did hockey wrong and did them a disservice. That out of the way, I think the thing here is streaming has become so prevalent here. Like when people think, okay, did I pay money for NBC Sports Network as part of my cable package? Yes. I don't know how much you paid individually for that channel, but you had to pay for it. So you look at what are you paying streaming? If you're getting it at Disney Plus or some bundle like that, right? Because there's a million of those out there. You're paying a couple bucks a month for it. But here's how I would try to look at it to try to soften the blow for people. And I get that this is all stemming to some degree from an inferiority complex with the sport. Why does the NBA get all this extra love? All that. You pay a couple bucks a month for ESPN Plus. You stream it. You got the fast enough internet. It looks fine on your television, right? Not only can you watch Penguins games, you can watch anybody else's games if you want. Cale Makar, you want to watch him out west. You want to watch Connor McDavid, right? Draisaitl. You can watch them all. To me, that would be an appealing part of this equation here. These games that are occasionally stream only, so what? So what? You're Penguins fans more than you're hockey fans, I would think. You want to see Penguins games, so you can see them still.
Yeah. It's like anything else. Change is difficult for a lot, but I still think ESPN should put more broadcasts on regular television.
But if they don't do the numbers, why should they do it? I'm being serious here. If they don't do the numbers that NBA games do, why do it?
I disagree. I don't think NBA games, I look at the numbers every day. I see bad numbers in the NBA. I do. And I'm looking at two different markets.
Do you think they'd be better for hockey?
No, I'm just saying I would mix more in. That's all I'm saying. They made it sound like they were going to take hockey to a new level, and they have not. That's all I'm saying. And I like the NBA. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, for those
I know you do. I know you're a late-night NBA man, Pomp.
Baby.
You don't have to defend your bona fides with the NBA to me. Not one bit, buddy. I know you're an honest broker when it comes to your love of basketball.
Yeah, and I love watching those Golden State Warriors. I just can't. And I also love the LA Lakers falling apart because they thought they could still live in the past, and they're not. All right, let's go to Mac in Butler. What's up, Mac? How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for taking the call. Hey, just real briefly, Bob, gentlemen, please. We've seen the Penguins the last several years. It has not been just the goalie when it gets to the playoffs. Evgeny Malkin played terrible last year. He's not the only one. They had bad play in the Penguins. Please don't tell me how deep they are and how far they're
But they are. They are deep.
Bob, please. You've said it for 4 or 5 years.
They won back-to-back
And
Stanley
the
Cups
first
not too
round-
long ago with a team very similar.
They were similar last year, and they went nowhere. They
won the division last year when no one thought they could.
And we're out in the first round,
Okay,
Bob. If
okay.
the goal is
Guess what?
the goal is to win the division but be out in the first round of the playoff, that's great. That ain't going to get
So
you.
what should they do about it? That's my question. I mean, Malkin was also hurt last year, too. Jari completely imploded last year. He melted down. Granted, yeah, you've seen that in the past with Fleury in 2012, but I don't know. Outside of the goalie, which I get if people want to be skeptical, I am too, I think they look pretty well built for this right now. Obviously,
Yes.
health is a huge factor in any sport in the playoffs. The one thing I would say doesn't work in the Penguins' favor in the postseason, and this is where I think hockey gets it wrong. This is where when people say, they never play defense in the NBA, that's why I don't like it. Well, you're allowed to mug people in hockey.
Exactly.
The rules just literally, the enforcement of the rules completely changes in the playoffs because the powers that be that run that sport think you, the viewer, are so rock-headed enough that you want to see every line reduced to a checking line because you're allowed to maul, maim, and otherwise impede players who actually have skill from doing what they do. That is why hockey drives me nuts, and that is why teams like the Penguins that by rights probably should have an advantage in the postseason actually have the opposite.
It's totally opposite. You're absolutely right. The NBA focuses on its superstars, and it gives them leniency. The NHL buries your superstars and makes it impossible for them to do their thing and shine as brightly as they can. So you're absolutely right, and that's what's got to change. We say it every year, but the Penguins are a deep team, and the Penguins are a very solid team. After a slow start, man, you can't think anything other than they should be a contender. And in Eastern Conference, it's very deep, too. We'll take a break on that note. Chris, come back with more calls. We're right here. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, Pittsburgh CW and 93.7 The Fan.